Hey everyone, Ishnatal here. I'm going to teach you about reeves. Now what are reeves? Well, they're Seekers of Outland, little kind of mini fun game. There's three different types, and they all exist just to further the colonization process. So if you go to your region info and you look at colonization, and you go over one of these areas, I'm going to be doing more and more salt fields. So I'm going to hover over that. You can see its colonization rate is at 81%. Okay, well, what does that mean? Well, I'll get to that. But, essentially, that's the amount of effort that's been put into doing colonization. That rate slowly decays over time, and it grows as the reeves are done those zones. So the first thing that you want to do if you're doing reeves at all is you want to make sure you get Ionis. Ionis gives you a whole bunch of stuff, a whole bunch of bonuses. You want it, period. It's just something that you want. I need to switch my weapons back. I had different weapons. So let's head on out to more basalt fields. Now, of course, you're gonna have to find all of the bivouacs and warp spots and everything. You won't just be able to warp there because of the way that waypoints work. But once you get them all, you'll be able to go out and do whatever you need to do. So, go ahead and just go this way a bit. So there's three different types of reeves. The first one we'll do are lair reeves. You don't need anything to participate in a lair reeve other than, well, finding one. Now, the great thing about reeves is that you can use trust in these reeves. So, before you get into the reeve, you might as well trust up. Personally, for reeves, I'll do Various Coffin. He's a great white mage that casts haste a lot. He's really the only dedicated haste. Olmia, because, well, Bard. Good Bard, not Joachim Bard. And just for raw damage output, Tenzin. So reeves all spawn in very specific spots on the map. Here you can see enemies in the distance that they've got a little sword next to their name, and if you look at their name in the target area in the bottom right, you see it's got a little sword to the top right of the box. You know, about where the bazaar icon is when you select someone who has a bazaar. That is how you can tell that there's a reeve. All that you need to do to enter the reeve is just get close enough. Now in a lair reeve, the object is to destroy the monster spawner, which are these grimy boulders right here. Alright? Now, the enemies won't actually do anything to you until you make an aggressive action against the objective. So what do we gain out of this? Well, we don't gain anything. Well, we gain EXP and failed doing this, as well as some items when we're done. But it's not really impeding the way or anything. It's just a little mini objective. So, let's go ahead and destroy these boulders. And I'm just gonna do this real quick, like. Now, I'm not certain about this one. I think think every Reeve you can just go in and you're fine. Don't quote me on that, though. Colonization Reeves get into a very interesting situation with how they are dealt with. They require survival skills in order to actually do them. Now, when you're doing Reeves, I highly suggest you get one of the Homestead daggers. Well, a Homestead weapon in general. They all have save TP plus 400 for Reeves. Which means I use a weapon skill, I get 400 TP plus my regular hit. Which means I weapon skill a lot. Now, every so often, you'll notice, so you see there at the top, almost going off, it says I gained limit points and bailed. That is an evaluation. Every so often, evaluations are done. They're based off of time and damage dealt. Once the objective is done, everything else just dies. That's it. That's a layer Reeve. Now you'll notice at the end, I get a couple items, and I get a final evaluation. That's a layer Reeve. Layer Reeves respawn every, I think, 5 to 10 minutes, something like that. But they also up the colonization rate when you destroy them. That's really the only reason to do them. Now, colonization Reeves, which, there was one right there, colonization Reeves respawn about every hour, I want to say. I could be horribly wrong about that, but I'm going to go with hour. Hopefully this one over here is up and not destroyed, and it's destroyed. Oh, it figures, doesn't it? Colonization Reeves will actually be impeding a path, so you won't be able to continue down that path until the colonization Reeve has been dealt with. Which, if you're new to the area, it's rather annoying. Because, oh god, why is this here? So let me go up to the next spot here. It's taking a while. I probably should do a cut here or something. But I don't really have any actual video editing software, so that's not going to happen. Colonization Reeves work the same as a layer Reeve, in the sense that you just approach it and you're in. Simple as that. However, they require different survival skills, and those are just key items that you get through quests. Yeah, this one's been dealt with too. Oh, and they're still here. Oh, there's another one down here. Those key items, and I'll go over them here. You need logging in order to deal with tree colonization Reeves. So that'll be in Seismic Battlegrounds, Yasa Hunting Grounds, Fortet de Ishnatal, or however you pronounce that, etc., etc. You need demolishing, demolishing in order to destroy the rock types, like the ones here are, which would be great if I could find one. And you need fragmenting. It's fragmenting, yep. Fragmenting in order to destroy the ice sculptures that are in the Commune Drifts. Here we go. So here you see a colonization reef that we're coming up to. Because I have demolishing, I'll be able to actually damage it. So again, this works the same. Come up. The guys aren't going to hurt me because I haven't attacked their precious, precious thing. You see, I can't get through this area yet. It's up. So you see these bedrock crags right in the center here? This is the target. So I'm just going to start attacking one of these guys. And just like layer Reeves, every so often you'll see that there will be a evaluation that happens. Now, if you're just starting out, you're not going to be going as fast as I am. Right? I've got Cap Dagger, I've got 2 level 117 daggers. No, 1 level 117 dagger and 1 something else that's obscene. Some upgraded AF, etc. You're not going to go this fast, and that's okay. Take your time. When I first started doing these Reeves, I was on Beastmaster 99. I had no item level gear, and it took me about 2 to 3 hours to get through one of these. Okay, so there you see I got another evaluation. Just periodically happen. And they've been adjusting Reeves as they happen. So finally, the third type of Reeve that I'll touch on is the Wildskeeper Reeve. Wildskeeper Reeves are essentially kill the boss. But the bosses are huge, and they require multiple people. These Reeves can also take multiple people. It works like Dynamis or, well, Old Dynamis, or Campaign, or anything like that, where anyone can attack anything. So you see, again, everyone's dead. Now I can walk right through. And that's a Colonization Reeve. And I actually don't... guess I don't have this one over here. For some reason. I went and got all these, I swear, but... So now there are 6 different Wildskeeper Reeves. Wildskeeper Reeves you can't just walk into. So I'm gonna go to Eastern Outland. There are a couple of criteria needed in order to gain entry into a Wildskeeper Reeve. First, you actually need Bailed. You do. Secondly, if you look at the mission list here, you must have beaten Life on the Frontier. That mission needs to be done. When that mission's over, then you will have access. So if you run down here, here's the Peacekeepers Coalition. Let's run down this alley here. You don't need to take the back alleyway. There's another road behind it that leads to the bridge. Come over here to Dimian. Dimian sells items that will let you in to Wildskeeper Reeves. You say, give me a device. And each one of these items takes you into a different one. Right? The magma mitigation set is for more basalt fields. Right? The insulator tablet is for Marjami Ravine. The anti-glaciation gear is for Kamir Drifts. Right? Resurrection retardant axe is for Yorka Wield. Briarproof net is for Sizek Battlegrounds, and Compass of Transference is for Fortet de Ishnatal, or however you pronounce that. So you buy one of those for, right now, 15,000 veiled. That price can be higher or lower, depending upon your server. So, once you do that, you go to one of the locations of a Wildskeeper Reeve. Now, there might be one going on, but I didn't see any yells while I'm in town here. Normally, people will start yelling, hey, there's a Wildskeeper Reeve here going on. And then you go in. And you can do one of two things. Don't send me tells while I'm doing a video. Grr. Of course, I didn't say I was doing a video. Anyway, you can do one of two things when you're in a Wildskeeper Reeve. One, attack the boss. Good luck. That you can do it. It takes a lot to take some of them down. If you've got just basic gear, I wouldn't do that. I'd stick to killing all the lobby mobs, which it seems okay. Yeah. You go in there and you're not doing the actual objective, but you do get your evaluations, and you will reach the cap, and you will get some great items from it. They're not eye level 119. They're only like 115, I think. But you can get the JSE capes from there, and they're actually good for keeping all those enemies off of everyone fighting the boss, and that's just as important. So you see, there's a home point outside of each one of these areas that you can go to, and I'll do the battlegrounds just as I'll do Kamir Drifts. I like Kamir Drifts just as an example to show what the area looks like. I'm not gonna go in. I didn't buy the key item, but so here I am outside of the area to enter. Right, there's the home point outside of the Wildskeeper Reeve, and there it's a question mark bit. So you go up to it. It just says the area grows tense with some strange force. Now, if I had the kit, I could look in and see, okay, well, what percentage is the mob at? And all that other good information. By wide scan, yeah, he's not even up right now. So, that's where you would go in with your key item. Wildskeeper Reeves, really, you should just experience them. Other things to know about Reeves. The coalitions will have Reeve objectives. Spend your 3 imprimatures for one and go do them, right? When you go back, you'll get some more veiled and XP because of that. Also, there are records of eminence specifically for colonization Reeves and layer Reeves. You see I've got colonization and layer Reeves here for Marjami Ravine. These are all under content, and then layer Reeve, colonization Reeve, and Wildskeeper Reeve. Wildskeeper Reeve, you see that there's one for each of them. It tells you where they are. And yes, you read that right. You get capacity points every time you do one. So it's a decent way to get capacity points. Same with layer reeves and colonization reeves. If you choose to do one of these, you will get capacity points, as well as sparks. So that's it for reeves. Hopefully that's helpful to someone out there. If it's not, well, why are you watching this? You knew this already. Anywho, enjoy playing around with reeves, and hopefully I'll see you somewhere in Vanadil.